everyone, and welcome back to the Morning Chisme podcast. Today is our 25th episode, and I am so excited. Sister, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We could be better.
We could be better. I got sick this week. I have a cold. And then before that, I had food poisoning.
Damn.
When does it end?
You're in the trenches. And
I am in the trenches.
On top of that, it's hot outside.
Yeah, I don't understand. And then yesterday was not hot.
It was hot.
It was hot, but not as hot as today. Today's humid.
Yeah, not the vibes. I'm absolutely not living for
We're
this.
like almost mid-November.
Yeah.
And it's not cold outside. I fear we will be having a hot Christmas.
That's so lame. Like, I want to have like a Christmas with snow and shit. Like,
yeah, it doesn't happen here in the South.
but it did at one point. It was like snowing this one Christmas.
Yeah. It was
many moons ago.
It was okay.
Snow's lit though. Like,
Yeah, I like the cold.
I like to be frozen.
I don't like this weather.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. If I'm not frozen, like, I have to be wearing all the layers and still be cold.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't sleep without a fan on. Okay. It has to be at least 68. I'm a 64 girl, but I'll settle for 68. Okay.
64. I know. I remember when I used to go to your old apartment. I was like, Kathy, I could freeze in here.
I love it.
But I like to freeze. Yeah.
I like it when my nose is cold. I don't know why.
I usually have my AC at 70.
70. If it starts with 7, I don't want it. I need to be cold. Oh no.
I know.
There she goes.
There I go.
Well, cough that way, so you know
Yeah.
I don't get sick. But I don't think I would, right?
Yeah, no. I saw you yesterday.
We're that far away.
Yeah.
But this weekend we actually went to an event together for our dad. Dad, so proud of you. He's doing his big one,
He is doing his big one.
and you were, a huge part of it as well. So congratulations to you, sister. Very
Thank you,
proud.
sister.
I think it was a great event. And yeah, that's kind of all we've done this weekend. Honestly, I feel like doing the least is my favorite.
Yes. And you know what I started watching this week again?
What?
Scandal.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
I feel like Scandal's one of those shows that like I could watch a million times and never get annoyed.
That is, yeah. Kerry Washington just does such a good job as Olivia Pope.
Yeah.
And I just love her so much. Like,
I think that Scandal's one of those shows that like it's gonna pass the test of time.
Absolutely.
We're going to watch it again in the future and be like, okay, this was fucking fire. Like it
Yeah.
was always fire.
I'm in the future right now, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean it ended a few years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have kept going. Like normal.
They could have. I wonder why they ended it. Like, good shows like that, why?
I think it's because it has to end on a high. But I'm pretty sure Shonda Rhimes was the person that the creator of the show and the writer of the show. But like Shonda Rhimes has kept Grey's Anatomy going for like 30 years.
She's not the writer of Grey's Anatomy anymore.
And not anymore.
No, that's why I think, don't quote me on this, I think that's why like the seasons changed. Like,
Really?
you could tell. She stopped writing for Grey's Anatomy, I think, after a certain season.
Interesting. Okay, so Grey's Anatomy, in my opinion, like, okay, like we can let it go. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's so many people have died.
Yeah.
There's been so many accidents. 2 plane accidents. I feel like that's too far.
Yeah.
Like that's unrealistic. 1, fine. 2?
Who else?
I feel like there was a second one. I could be wrong.
No, I think you're wrong.
Google it.
I just rewatched all of them.
You just rewatched 30 seasons of Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah, not that long ago.
There was a second plane crash.
Really?
Yes, dude.
How many plane crashes?
100%. I am 100%
How many
confident.
plane crashes on Grey's Anatomy?
2.
There are multiple plane crashes.
See?
Oh my God.
I told you. Yes, I told you. I was not wrong.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's just like Derek Shepherd's gone. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like I feel like the show should have ended with him. Like
Yeah.
at that point, Christina's gone.
When Christina left, that was the end of me.
Yeah.
Christina was my favorite character.
I always
ever.
wonder like what happened? Like why did they leave?
Sandra Oh. I don't know if I believe like everything that is put out there, but a lot of these characters start thinking that they are the character. So they have to leave.
Oh shit. Honestly, that's kind of interesting. Like, because if you're in playing a role for so long, it would probably take a lot for your mind to separate
Yeah.
the two. Because like you're living the life of
Yeah,
that role every
exactly.
single day. And then when you watch it back, you're in the role. Like,
Yeah.
that's weird. Yeah. Damn. I wonder if like Mariska Hargitay feels that way. Because she's been in Law and Order for like
Apparently,
25 years.
she deleted her Instagram, and this will be her last season on Law and Order.
Why?
I don't know.
Damn. I don't know if I could be an actor. I feel like it's a really hard job.
Yeah, you have to pretend.
Yeah.
And I just like, I'm not good at pretending.
You know when Austin Butler played Elvis and like
Yeah.
he made the voice for
Yeah.
Elvis and then like he couldn't get out of it? That's so scary.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
People were thinking that he was just milking that though.
Oh, okay.
Because like, think about it. It was a movie. Like these are shows. These are seasons.
Yeah, but if you also think about it, Heath Ledger, people say that he was like when in his time of death, he had just played Joker, and like it had played a lot of like mental games with him, and that's what led to his death. People say that, of course, I don't know, and rest in peace Heath Ledger, but that's terrifying.
That's true too.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Oh, and that guy that played Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah,
what was his name? Evan Peters.
Yes.
Okay, I guess you're right.
Yeah, like it has to play. You have to read and be a character who's done really crazy, horrendous things. Like it must take a toll on your mental. Like it has to.
That I could never do that.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
me neither.
I'm struggling on the daily already
as my own person.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah. That's why I feel like reality TV shows and like movies and like series, like they have to take a toll on you into some capacity, because like you go in, either one, you play a character or yourself, but you're portrayed a different way than what you think might be happening. Yeah. And that's kind of crazy too.
Yeah.
Because like there's been contestants on Love Island in the UK who have committed suicide because of what the show, like the amount of hate they got from the show. It's like you go in thinking that, you know, you're doing one thing, but then it's being shown to a different way to the world. That's scary.
Yeah.
That is scary.
For sure.
Yeah. Reality TV, I feel like, is a dark place in itself. But then there's like, you know, the dark place for movies and stuff like that. But Scandal, I need to rewatch it now that you mentioned it.
You need to. I am loving it. I just really didn't like B613. Like that part of Scandal could have been deleted and I would have been fine.
But that's the whole point, though.
I know, but like I could have done without it.
There is something so sexy about Fitz and Olivia, even though they're committing adultery. Like, I know he's cheating on his wife with you, but I can't not like it.
I know.
And I fully believe, okay, they're totally fucking in real life.
You think so?
Abso-fucking-lutely. And I know that's horrible to say, so I'm not rooting them for them to be doing this, but like I do believe, and I would not be surprised nor super against it, because I just love them together in real life too.
Do you think that maybe they're just playing the part whenever they're doing these, like...
The way he talks about her, I'm like, if I was your wife, I would be so annoyed, okay? Because I went through his little Instagram, and he has more pictures of him and Olivia, or him and Kerry Washington, than he does his wife. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Could their marriage be open? We don't know. People in Hollywood do lots of different things that are considered taboo. But like the way they interact with each other in the public, it's like they're almost playing into it, or they're really fucking. Because... I don't know. I just feel like they're both really sexy people.
Like, also, like, how do you spend all these seasons having someone as a love interest and then don't fall in love?
He went on Watch What Happens Live, and he said that like he would watch the scenes back and he would get jealous when Olivia was with Jake. Like, you cannot tell me.
Oh my goodness!
I know, dude. I know. Like, he loves her.
You think?
He has to. And, like, I don't love that for them, but I don't hate it. And that's wrong.
I know. But, like, do you think maybe they're just playing into it? Maybe they're just, like...
But it's been, like, years. The show ended years ago. I'm pretty sure...
Do they still hang out?
Yes! They were just at Kamala Harris's rally together.
Oh, yeah. That's why I started watching the show, because that was on my TikTok.
She was, like, running around the stage, and he was chasing her. Did you see it? And he was, like, put, like, his hand on her bottom.
On her butt?
On her behind. And people on TikTok
were
like...
Call it her butt.
I know, but like, I don't know, you know? But I feel like, I don't know, there's something there. And the Blinds have said in the past, this is all allegedly, of course, they could be happily married to their couples, and, you know, that could be the truth. But like, the Blinds have said that there is a secret affair between them, and I would not be shocked.
Well, I mean, it's not so secret then.
I don't know. He's very sexy, I will say.
Yeah.
He's very attractive. And like...
Were you team Jake or team Fitz?
Oh my God, Fitz. And he was very, very toxic.
Okay? Yeah, they were so toxic. Like, I'm rewatching it, and it's like the first day that they meet, and people were like, he was fiending for her day one. Like, he was thirsty for her. Oh my God,
when they fucked in like the media room, I was like... Jesus, Melly's like down the hall.
Yeah.
And like Melly was made to seem like the villain, but like
I love Melly so much.
Her husband cheated on her. Okay.
Yeah. And she was literally like, Melly was like, I'm in a part where Melly was like, I did my part. You should have done your part to Olivia. Like, you broke his heart. That's why he's doing this.
Yeah.
You should have had your shit together. Imagine.
I mean, at that point, it's like they know what it is. I feel like everybody collectively knew in that, you know, trio. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like real life, like, obviously I don't think that that's happening in the White House. But I mean, like, there has been presidents who've cheated. You know, like, Bill Clinton cheated on Hillary. And she went and did an interview, and she was like, I'm gonna stick by my man. And I'm like, I fully believe that she was like, you're probably fucking lots of bitches. I worked hard to get here. So this is a business deal. We're
transactional marriage.
100%. She's like, I did not work this hard to get here for you to be messy.
With Monica Lewinsky, right?
Yeah, and he cheated on her with multiple women.
Monica was just
I would say the most public one.
Yeah, that sucks.
And the way they dragged Monica and not fucking Bill.
I know. Like,
Yeah.
please.
And Bill was like, people would say like Bill's so sexy. And I looked at him back in the day.
I need to know from where.
Yeah, he was not that.
Who's been the sexiest president? Obama.
Yeah, Obama's very good looking.
Obama, for sure.
He definitely aged past his presidency though. Like I feel like he was like very good looking when he was president, and then like after he left the White House, he was like very like he looked exhausted.
Well, yeah.
I can only imagine. You know what I mean?
Also, he was really young. When did he get elected president?
He was like in his late 40s.
2008?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
And now our candidates, or one of our candidates, is in his 70s.
Yeah.
Like, we need to cap.
yeah. Why is there a retirement age and not a retirement age for presidents?
Well, I mean, it begs you to question why the new president-elect is also a felon. And this is where we lead the conversation to one of the biggest news, probably the
This
biggest
week.
news in the world this past week, the election in the United States.
Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States.
When I sat down here last week and we had our podcast, I had so much hope.
So much hope.
Was sitting with a lot of hope and a lot of excitement. Nervousness, of course, because it is an election.
I gotta be honest. I thought we had it in the bag. My For You page really said this shit is for you, bitch.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we got this. There's no way.
Yeah.
This is a universal agreement. And it was, in fact, not.
Yeah, it was not a universal agreement.
And so, Tuesday night, I was hopeful. And then it's so crazy because I've seen so many women talk about this, and there could be men as well. But around 4 o'clock in the morning, I had this like heavy feeling, and I got up and I didn't look at my phone because I was scared.
Yeah.
And then I found out that that's around that time. It was the time where, Trump, in a sense, had
Been announced.
won. And it's just so crazy that we all felt that.
Yeah. When you found out, because I stayed up, okay? I could not go to sleep.
It's not that I slept, but I was just more scared of like being on my phone because I'm someone who hyperfixates and becomes obsessed with things.
Yeah.
And I was refreshing way too much. And I felt like that was just like not good for my mental health.
No, absolutely. And I honestly wish I would have done that because I stayed up till 4 a.m. and I sat in the living room by myself and I was just thinking like, this is not real. Like this is not real. Like I always knew that there was a chance. Okay. I'm not blind. Okay. I understand.
I guess I was blind.
I understand there's a lot of people out there that are supporters of his, that believe in his policies, that believe in him. But I thought that we had seen enough happen and enough said and enough done that we wanted a better route for America. And I cannot believe that we have allowed someone who's said such grotesque things about minorities and has done really horrible things, who has just presented himself as a very hateful man and allowed hatred to be alive again, become president. And I thought that majority of the country would have been selfless enough to want better for each other.
But they're not.
So I think that's the part that really, I when I sat in my understanding of like what just happened, I was just so confused too.
Yeah. It's confusing and it's disappointing. Especially because we voted for someone and that person didn't win, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay and it's fair. Donald Trump is going to be the next president. And it's fair, okay? But it's okay for us to be disappointed and upset and sad.
Yes.
And when I found out, I feel like I went through like all the stages of grief at this point. Well, I think that I've hit like depression. I feel like at this point, I was really angry. I was in denial. I was in denial as well. I was fucking heavy in denial, to be honest. And I just have come to realize that maybe I'm too much of an empath, right? And I think that when it comes to all of this, I would have bigger respect for a Republican candidate if he hadn't done all the things that Donald Trump has done.
Yeah.
If they had someone with a clean background running with the same policies, I would have more respect for that person than I would for Donald Trump. And that's just my personal opinion on things.
Yeah. And I think that that's also something that is very lost in conversation. When people say they don't like Trump supporters, that doesn't mean they dislike Republicans.
Yes.
It means you specifically as a Trump supporter, someone who is backing a man who has called Latinos criminals and rapists. Like he wants to, the biggest mass deportation in the history of America, which if you're a Latino listening to our podcast, just know we support you. If you're an undocumented immigrant, if you are on DACA, if you are an immigrant yourself, you know, if you came to this country and it wasn't by your choice because your parents decided to make this decision for you to give you a better future, like, we are going to continue fighting for you, because I just think it's so cruel to do this to a lot of people who, one, probably didn't have a choice. There's you know, kids who were brought here at a very... I don't want you to cry. Okay. There were kids that were brought here at a very young age who had no choice in the matter. There was families who left everything, their lives, their countries, their loved ones, to make a better life and opportunity for their children. And those people are now scared. And we need to be the voice for the voiceless.
Yeah, and women are scared. People of color are scared. Like, I don't understand why they hate us so much.
I think it comes from a place of, if I need to be good, I don't care what happens to anyone else.
Yeah.
And I think that selfish place for people who voted for, I can't afford gas and food right now, they don't have space for empathy for others, which, although I do understand, if you had done research, if you had done your due diligence to understand the policies that will be enacted, you would have realized that Donald Trump is not the person you should have voted for. Because if the economy was your number one priority, you would have noted that his policies are not going to help you. His policies are going to actually make it a lot worse. And if 23 Nobel winning economists have told you that Kamala Harris's plans were vastly superior to Trump's, why not take that into consideration? Why not take yourself into consideration?
Yeah.
And that's what really disappoints me, is that if you voted for the economy, if that was your deciding factor, you voted against yourself, because Donald Trump does not care about the poor, about the middle class. He cares about the top 1%. That's it.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of us are not in that 1%.
Yeah, and if you make $200,000, you are not in the 1%.
Yeah.
I know it feels like you are because you make a lot of money. You're not. And people are going to suffer.
All I gotta say is those groceries and those gas prices better be cheap, or you will not hear the fucking end of me. I will be fucking insufferable.
And it won't. That's the thing.
And I will have spreadsheets, and I will do weekly fucking prices and check-ins, because no, like, if that's what you guys voted for, and at the end of the day, like, if that's what you voted for and we get that, okay, cool. Like,
stand on it.
Yeah, like, stand on the things that you voted for, because it's crazy that now you're like telling people, Trump supporters and people that voted for Trump, like, oh, I hope you get everything that you voted for, and they get mad when you say that. That's
what you should want.
What you should want.
I think the most disappointing part in all of this is that if you voted for cheaper, like, groceries, Donald Trump wants to mass deport all undocumented immigrants in this country, and the fields that put food on your table are vastly, you know, undocumented immigrants.
Yeah.
So when all of those people who are paid less than desirable wages are deported, who is going to put food on your table? Who is going to work those jobs that are not, you know, those are not jobs that people want.
Yeah.
They're very difficult jobs.
Yeah.
Immigrants work very hard. All those people in the field working in construction and labor, they put their efforts in there. Like, they put their time and their efforts, and they do pay their taxes, which is something that a lot of people don't realize. Undocumented immigrants pay so many taxes. In 2022, they paid over $96 billion and see no return on that.
Yeah.
So where do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to pay for all these mass deportations? Who's going to put food on your table because you are not going to do that job? So it's just disappointing. They come here for better opportunities and they work their asses off. And for you to say that they're illegal aliens, which I think is just such a disgusting term, breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And I will not sit in my laurels. I will fight for you. I will do whatever in my power that I can. And of course, I'm one person in a majority of millions, but a lot of people feel the same way I do.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that people realize that you voted for mass deportations of human beings.
Yeah.
Borders and papers make you just think less of people.
Yeah.
That's just weird to me.
And it's crazy because it's the same people that were like, if Kamala Harris wins, then I'm going to move to Mexico or something like that. It's like, yeah, you think you're superior.
I think that they wanted to take away from others, well, not thinking that they were taking away from themselves.
Yeah.
And the fact that people are like, oh, women still have rights. Like, we live in Texas, okay? Abortion is banned here.
Yeah.
Women are going to bleed out because of your decisions.
Yeah.
Women are going to die. And you chose that over giving women the right to their own bodies.
To choose.
And if you are pro-life and you want to be pro-life, then don't get an abortion. No one is telling you to.
It's so ridiculous.
You want to control other people because you have a narrative and you have a religious ideation of what you believe. And not everyone is religious.
But it's so crazy because these same religious people decided to put this man in office.
It's insane to me. A rapist, a racist,
a sexist,
a felon. And you think that falls under Christian values? A man who has been divorced because, divorce is a sin. A man who has multiple children by multiple women. And you and not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. But those are beliefs that you believe. Yeah,
it's crazy. And, like we said earlier, this is a place where we will hold space for women, people of color, LGBTQ plus community. We love you. We support you. And we'll always keep fighting for you.
Exactly. And I want to leave it with one more thing. If your heart is heavy and you feel like there's no one to turn to, please reach out to us. We will be there for you. We want that to be the kind of place so when you listen to our podcast, you feel included here because we will never stop fighting for you. And that is our, we come from a very hardworking family. We moved here when we were young. We know the struggle of being a minority in this country. So we want you to feel heard and seen. And I don't want you to feel scared. Of course, grieve today, but don't give up. Because we are not giving up for you. And I just want there to be hopes and bright spots in this very miserable time because people are scared. And that's really sad. Yeah. And, I'm just going to leave it with that because I know if I keep going, I'm going to cry. But, we're here for you. So consider the Morning Chisme podcast a safe space for you, a place where you feel included and heard. And if you need anything, let us know.
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's keep going. Whew. It was a tough week, I'm not going to lie.
Yes,
but there was other news that was presented this week, which was the Grammys. Grammys are going to be in
December.
They're in December?
I think so. I think that's when they're going to be. Let's see.
I thought they were going to be next year.
Grammys. I think it was December 12th is when I saw.
Oh my God, 2 days after my birthday?
I know. Let's see. Grammys.
I think they're in February of 2025.
That was, where are the Grammys? Let me see. What in the world? 2025. Do I just not know how to type?
When are the Grammys 2025?
I should have just wrote that.
No, they're February 2nd.
Oh, why did I see December earlier?
I know the Latin Grammys are in this year. Maybe you thought that.
Oh, okay.
I think they're coming up soon. So Grammy nominations were this week. There were some snubs and there were some, really cool announcements. So the first one that we have is Album of the Year. Okay, this was the one that I'm always looking at. The one that I want to.
It's the main categories.
Yes, the one that you really want to, see who's going to be on there. And very excited to see Beyonce for Cowboy Carter. She has yet to win Album of the Year, and I do think that this could be her. I think it's going to come down to 3 people, but I think she's going to be one of them. So Beyonce has not won Album of the Year, even though she has been deserving many times, but she is nominated, which is exciting. So we have New Blue Sun, Andre 3000. I have not really listened to any of his music, so I don't know if it's a good album, but I've heard he's very talented. We have Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter, which she has been taking it by storm. I think that she's a contender as well. And then we have the Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift. This album, I understand people are like, oh, we're so tired of Taylor Swift. No, this album is beautiful from beginning to end. However, I don't think that it's going to be in the top 3 to win. I don't think that she's the strongest in here because I do think that it's going to be between Billie Eilish, Sabrina, and Beyonce. But let's keep going with the rest of the list. We have Chappell Roan's album, The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess. And then we have Charlie XCX, Brat, which was also a huge album. And then we have Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard, and Soft. So out of all of those, I think the top 3, or in my opinion, top 3 are Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, and Beyonce. What about you?
I would say those are my top 3 as well.
Really?
I really want Billie to win.
I think that there is a world where Billie wins because she's so talented. This album was so good. It was like, damn. Yeah. Just when I thought that she couldn't get any better, she kills it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's her voice has this angelic undertone that you can't even explain it. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, I think that those are our predictions. I do think that it's going to be between Billie Eilish, Sabrina, and Beyonce, but excited to see who wins. Excited to see that it's a large list of women also. Yeah,
but Ariana Grande is not on it.
True. Eternal Sunshine, I predicted in my, months and months and months ago, I said that Eternal Sunshine was going to win a Grammy of the Year for Album of the Year. Grammy for Album of the Year. She wasn't even nominated. I thought that was kind of weird.
That is kind of weird. And Positions was not nominated either back in the day. And I don't understand why, because her albums are really good.
Yes.
They're very, 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 very good.
Yes. Ariana Grande is very talented. I'm actually really shocked that Eternal Sunshine did not get, a nomination for Album of the Year. I think I had that album on repeat for months. Oh my God. Eternal Sunshine, the song, fire. And We Can't Be Friends also, not nominated for anything either. Interesting. I wonder if there's some beef there. Because it is, there is words and preferences and stuff it's not just who's the most talented, who has the best, but on to the next. We have
Song of the Year.
Song of the Year. We have Fortnite, Taylor Swift, Post Malone. Birds of a Feather. Love that song by Billie Eilish. We have Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Good Luck Babe by Chappell Roan. Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter. A Bar Song. Chabuzi. Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. And Texas Hold'em, Beyonce.
I think Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga are going to take it. Though I wanted Wildflower to be on here for Song of the Year. But I do believe that Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, that song is...
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. I literally need people to get married and play that song. Like, I need to see more wedding videos with that song because it's so good. Bruno Mars, like, people out there, like, don't like Bruno Mars. And, like, it will never make sense to me because Bruno Mars is so talented. And him and Lady Gaga were like, let's fucking unite to make a fucking beautiful ass song.
Yeah.
Oh, too good, too good, too good. I do think that Good Luck Babe was also such a good song. Really, really like that song. I think with Birds of a Feather, they can only submit one. So I think she submitted Birds of a Feather and not Wildflower. Wildflower?
Oh, I feel like Wildflower would have taken it for me.
So good. Such a good song. But next we have New Artist, which is a category that I feel like is hard to win. Like, it's a very hard category to win. I think that it's usually, like, there's, like, multiple extremely talented people. But this year we have, I don't know how to pronounce the first name. It starts with a K. It's Kruan Bin. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm sure they're extremely talented. We have Sabrina Carpenter, Chabusi, Doechii, Teddy Swims, Chappell Roan, Benson Boone, and Ray. Who do you think is going to take it?
It's hard. For me, it's like, because these are the ones that I know. But Sabrina Carpenter... Teddy Swims, Chappell Roan, and Ray. I don't know. Ray and Sabrina, they're all so talented.
I know. This is a hard one. Stacked.
Do you think that Sabrina could win?
I think Sabrina will be the popular choice to win because she's had such an amazing year. But I do think that Chappell Roan has that something. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if Ray won.
Also, yes, Ray's very talented as well. But I think it's going to be either Chappell Roan or Sabrina. Those are my guesses.
I guess we'll have to see.
I guess we're gonna have to see. And then we have Pop Vocal Album. This is where Ariana Grande was nominated, which is exciting because Eternal Sunshine is really that girl.
Yeah.
We have Eternal Sunshine, Ariana Grande, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter, The Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift, The Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess Chappell Roan, and Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish. The way it could go to anyone.
I know. It's like, this is probably going to be the hardest category. Like, anyone could win, and I would be like, okay, understood. Yeah. Deserved, you know?
This is where I think Ariana will take it.
I think so, too.
I see Taylor Swift nominated on here multiple times, and although The Tortured Poets Department is such a good album, I feel like there is better albums, but at the same time, I'll say that and then I'll listen to it again.
It's because they're all so talented.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, you listen to all these albums and you're like, dang, like, this is good, but this is also good. And it's like hand in hand.
Yeah. It's like, I'll listen to one album, like, this is the one. And then I'll listen to the other one. And I'm like, wait, actually, this is the one. But I think it's going to be between Ariana Grande, Sabrina, and Taylor. I could see a world where Taylor takes it, but I do think that Ariana really deserves it because Eternal Sunshine was so good.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I believe we have two more. We have Latin Pop Album. We have Luis Fonsi, Cali Uchis, Cani Garcia, Shakira, and Anita.
I wonder if Shakira's going to take it.
I think she is. It's either going to be between Shakira or Cali Uchis.
Yes.
I will never wish for Luis Fonsi to win. Not gonna lie. And maybe I'm a hater, but it is what it is. That's just who I am.
This hate comes from
years and years.
Yeah, lineages of, like, you know, like our families hate.
Yeah.
Fuck Luis Fonsi.
Yes, absolutely not. And then lastly, we have a Grammy Award for the Best Música Urbana Album. We have Fade, J Balvin, Young Miko, Residente, and Bad Bunny. And honestly, that's a really hard category. And normally, I would be like, it's going to be Bad Bunny, but I think it's going to be Fade this year.
I think it's going to be Fade as well.
I don't think that Bad Bunny is going to take it. And usually, you know me, like, I'm like, Bad Bunny's going to win. I feel like Nadie Sabe Lo Que Va a Pasar Mañana was like a really good album, but I don't think it's going to be the winner in this list.
Yeah. I guess we'll just have to see. Who do you want it to win?
I want Fade to win.
I would love
to see him win, honestly. I feel like Bad Bunny's won multiple times, and I'm sure, of course, it's not like who's won before gets to not win this year, but like it would be really nice to see Fade, you know, win an award that's like, you know, so huge, especially because I feel like he's consistently putting out amazing music, and that's just like something that like we should applaud more. Like Fade is consistently, I'm talking about consistently putting out bops, and like also he's a great songwriter as well. Like he's killing it in all directions. So I want him to take the win home for sure.
I would like him to take it too.
Yeah. No, and I think that like live too, he's just such a like good performer. He performs really well. I feel like he's underrated, even though he has massive praise. Like, I still think he's like underrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even though he has a lot of fans, although he has a lot of people like coming to his concerts, I feel like there's more that he could be, you know, getting, because like I just think that he's such a bad bitch.
Yeah.
And his music puts me in such a good mood.
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that now, okay, which came out yesterday, Rauw Alejandro and Fade are coming out with a song together. Like, you could bury me like after, you know, November 15th. This is going to be the best. I'm so excited. Rauw Alejandro's new album, Cosa Nuestra, comes out November 15th, and he announced the collaborations on his Instagram, where he put their government names. So I was like, bitch.
Which I loved.
I was like, I can't. I was like, Salomon Villados? I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Fade. And then I like had to confirm with Google, but I was like, period, this is going to be fire. Yeah. And he also has a collab in there with Romeo Santos, Bad Bunny, just to name a few. And I feel like Rauw Alejandro, this is going to be a big one for him.
I think it's going to be a big one too. And
I'm pumped. And on top of that, on top of the album coming out November 15th, you and we have tickets to go to a listening party in New York, which I made in a very like quick moments decision. Yeah. I literally saw someone post about it on TikTok. They had just been released on Ticketmaster. They were $68 each. I was like, okay, I can't pass this up. Yeah. He's going to be there. Bitch, we're going to be living.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I've never seen Rauw Alejandro live, just because last time, I don't know what happened, why I couldn't go to his concert. And I'm so excited.
I'm pumped. It's going to be an experience. I feel like Rauw Alejandro, I have said this time and time again, his default setting is good, if not great, and everything above that when he comes out with music. Like, it's usually just really, really good. He's so talented, and I'm pumped as fuck to go to this fucking listening party.
I know. Because do you think Benito and Fade are going to be there?
I feel like there's a world where they join, because like,
it's a listening party.
Yeah, and like usually like they'll like when Bad Bunny came out with Un Verano Sin Ti, I'm pretty sure Rauw Alejandro was there.
And Fade was there.
And Fade was there for Nadie Sabe Lo Que Pasa Mañana, for his song with him. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Oh my gosh.
Bitch.
I know. 24 hours in New York.
Yeah, literally, we're there for literally 24 hours. So, Rauw Alejandro, if you're listening to us, girl, let's hang out. Let's get a brunch. Imagine. But that's going to be so cool. I've never been to a listening party, and also this isn't a listening party where we're listening to the song for the very first time. We're having like 5 days to learn the lyrics, so like we got to put in the overtime.
Yeah, okay, overtime. We have to put the album on when we're sleeping.
Yeah, and then he's also coming out with Se Fue, his version of the song by Laura Pausini. Bitch,
I know.
I'm gonna be crying at the club, literally.
I know. When he performed that, remember?
Yeah, and Rosalia was in the room.
I know.
I still want to know.
My nosy ass.
Maybe I do think that artists usually like tell their story through their music, so I wonder if any of the songs.
I'm gonna need like 7 songs to be about it.
I'm sure there's gonna be multiple.
Okay, good.
I feel like there's a world where he like shares his side through his music. But at the same time, maybe he's moved on, because like he did do Hayana Hami, and that was very much like,
maybe it was like I'm done, because I'm sure it hurts. I mean, imagine being broken up with, or
yeah, I think
she broke up with him.
Absolutely. Because in the song Hayana Hami, he says, if you ever want to come back to me, I'll be here. And then he talks about like how he built her a house in like Spain.
You know, he recently went on El Hormiguero.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was kind of like crazy. Yeah, because this is like a Spanish show. Mm-hmm. I saw only clips of it on TikTok, but still I was like, interesting. Because about a year and a half ago, Rosalia was in El Hormiguero, telling the people that she had gotten a Vivienne Westwood wedding dress,
knowing full well they were broken up.
Yeah, I don't think they were broken up yet.
But it was in June. Like, they announced a breakup a couple weeks later, and he was like, "We've been broken up for months." So were they just?
So why would she say?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So like something has to have happened where like they were like done that day. Yeah, you know, and that was it. I don't know, girl. But speaking of breakups and messiness, Ángel Aguilar.
Oh, goodness. So last week we had talked about how Casu had came out with her side of the story on her friend's podcast. And that Sunday after we recorded, that day, we recorded Saturday, so it was Sunday, Casu is seen wearing like hip pads. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were saying that it was like the Jean Paul, what's his last name? Gaultier. Like it was his line. But you know, Ángel Aguilar's been seen wearing hip pads in the past, which I don't understand why she needs to do that. She has a beautiful figure.
I don't know, maybe she just wants to like see if she wants to get a BBL.
A little oomph, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so noticeable when she's wearing the padding. Like people take videos and they're like, you know. But anyways, so Kazu was wearing that, and a lot of people were saying, you know, was this
a dig?
But if she does do digs,
I would be the pettiest bitch alive.
Yeah, like how is she not allowed to be petty?
Yeah, that's something that like makes me wonder. Like, if someone does you dirty as fuck, like I don't believe in being the bigger person in every situation. Sometimes you gotta meet bitches where they're at.
Yeah,
and where you're at is hell, and I will meet you there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
I don't think you have to be the bigger person, especially when someone dogs you publicly.
Exactly. And so then Ángela Aguilar was also announced as being La Mujer del Año, or one of the Women of the Year for Glamour Mexico. And people did not like this, okay? They made a petition that has over, 400,000 signatures to get her off of Glamour Mexico magazine. And I'm just like, damn, like, because like, why would they do that? And a lot of people are saying that Pepe probably, you know, paid for that because he's trying to fix her image in the public, you know, but like, Glamour Mexico, you really thought this was the best idea?
Yeah, because it's like impossible to say they didn't know. Like,
yeah,
be for real.
like,
you're in the media. You're well aware of what's going on around her. People are not going to like it, or it's a choice because she's so popular right now. Like, all press is good press kind of energy. But 400,000 people thinking that I should be off of a cover, I would be so sad.
I would simply get off of the cover. Like, I will not be Woman of the Year. That is no longer my choice. Like,
yeah, but I do think that people see her as like, she thinks that she's above everything because she has like immense protection from her family.
Yeah.
Which honestly could be a reason why she feels like none of this affects her, because like she's like, I'm in one of the most famous families in Mexico. I'm never not going to be famous. People are going to forgive me. Even if you don't, people will. And that's crazy. Because like Pepe Aguilar threatening people in podcasts, like, be so for real. Your daughter is a mess. And maybe if you raised her better, she wouldn't be acting like this.
Exactly. And
the thing is, like, we're like, well, why do you dog on her and not Christian Nodal? I'm sorry. If you think that we don't think that Christian Nodal is also horrible for this, you were born yesterday. Yeah. Because he is horrible for this.
He is. And I just think that, you know, I think that if I was like part of their team, I'd be like, okay, let's get off of the spotlight for a little bit.
Let's shut the fuck up.
Yeah, let's shut the fuck up. Let this like die down. She should have shut the fuck up before, like on her little Good Morning America fucking interview, and then Kazu would have never said anything, and then we wouldn't be here.
She could have taken that moment on that Good Morning America interview to just be like, we did something that we felt was right for us. There was people that were hurt in the process, and I'm so sorry for that. I feel like this was my chance at love, and I had to take it, and I understand why people feel that I did something wrong. She could have taken responsibility without actually feeling like she did anything wrong, but I feel like she's so like wrapped up in the ability to like not understand that she doesn't get it.
Yeah, she's like, we didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, the media has it all wrong. Like, we didn't do anything wrong.
And then her dad did an interview where he was basically saying that they had a little thing back in the day.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, one, you're not like dismissing these rumors now.
Yeah.
Not only are you not dismissing the rumors, this bitch would have been 14.
15 tops.
A child. So now you're saying that Christian Nodal likes little girls. So you're making it worse.
You're making it worse.
So if that's true, then he's a weirdo.
Exactly.
As fuck.
Exactly.
Then why were you letting your daughter around a grown man?
Yeah. That's so weird. It's so weird. Like, it's so weird.
The more they try to dig themselves out of this hole, the more they dig the hole. At this point, cállate.
Yeah.
Literally.
And he got booed at a concert for singing the song that he dedicated to Ángela Aguilar when she got married or something like that.
I feel like sometimes rich and famous people think they're above everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, you keep saying something different now.
Yeah.
But do you realize what that means?
Yeah. Yeah. I would literally just be like, everyone shut the fuck up. Let's get off the public. Do your part, or like, you're no longer family. Like,
everybody zip it.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone zip it. Let's, regroup. Let's not be seen out in public for a few months. And then let's move on.
Yeah.
The only way this works is if they last forever.
Yeah.
And even in that. And they both stop talking.
Yes.
Okay? Stop it.
And I don't want Pepe Aguilar to come for Kazu either.
Yeah.
Apparently he's trying to get the podcast canceled.
Oh, shit. Is he going to get ours?
No, we're not that important.
Actually, try it. Imagine. I mean, we're nobody is like, it's fine.
But he's trying to get the podcast that Kazu went on canceled.
If Taylor Swift said this, a long time ago, if men didn't do bad things, then I wouldn't write bad songs about them. This pertains to this situation in a different form. If they didn't do bad things, she wouldn't have to go on this podcast to talk about it.
Exactly.
And not even that, because you yapped. You yapped.
You yapped first.
And you yapped out of comfortability.
Yeah.
You yapped thinking that she wasn't going to do it.
I just have her face in my head and I'm like, ugh. She's a beautiful girl, but she's just like, her personality sucks.
If you look up a pick me in the dictionary, there's her picture.
People call her Dora.
Oh no. And honestly, fuck him too.
Yeah.
Fuck him too. Because Christian Nodal, I'm sorry. I know looks are not everything. I'm sure his personality has to be somewhat okay because bitches are, loving him. But like, you are way too short to be acting like that. Okay?
And you know what's so crazy is that I said it in the last podcast, but like, he seeked out Casu. Like, he seeked her out. You and all your ugliness. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, he is ugly from the inside.
Yeah. You and all your ugliness seeked her out to do her like this. Like, I was listening to Casualidades the other day because I just couldn't believe the fact that he wrote Casualidades about Casu just to do her wrong. How do you write a song about someone like this just to do her wrong? And if it was a continuation of your love whenever you fell in love with a minor, because that's what Pepe Aguilar is essentially saying. He said when he was on my tour bus back in 2017 or something like that.
Okay, so 2017. Let's say 2018. Okay. 2018. Angela Aguilar turned 22 weeks ago. So she's
21.
21. Sorry, she turned 21 2 weeks ago. What is the math on that? Okay, so 2018 is 6 years ago.
Right.
It is 2024. Okay, 2024. She is 21, freshly 21 as of 2 weeks ago. 21 minus 6. What is that?
15.
That is 15 years old. And if we want to give it a couple more years just for a little padding, she would have been 17. That's still a minor.
Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah.
So like in every direction that you try to say this, it's wrong.
And once again, this is not information that we're coming up with. This is information that they're putting out there. Like Pepe Aguilar is saying this. They said that it was a continuation of their love. And obviously everybody's like, what the fuck are you continuing? She was literally born a couple days ago. And you're trying to continue something that like, what do you mean? Yeah. And then the dad comes out and is like, yeah, I used to have him I went on tour with him back in whatever.
So when did they go on tour? Let's look that up. Okay, yeah. Give me 1 second. Pepe Aguilar Christian Nodal tour. Okay, unless this shit was like 2 years ago. When was this?
Pepe Aguilar and Christian Nodal toured together in 2018 as part of Pepe Aguilar's Jaripeo Sin Fronteras tour.
Okay, so this was
January 2018.
January 2018. She just turned 21 in October of 2024. So she was 15.
Okay.
So
well,
I mean, and he said it. And how old is he? Okay, because he's not. They're not close in age.
Are they not? I feel like they're like.
Christian Nodal age. So he's 25. Okay, so so he's 25 in 2024. So he was born in 1999. In 2018, he was how old? So he was 19.
He was 19.
So she was 14 and he was 19.
Yeah.
19 and 14.
15 to give some cushion.
No.
And Pepe's over there like, yeah, it's a continuation of their love. So they fell in love at 15, 19. He went on.
And dated a bunch of women.
And what did she do? Like,
probably held.
Because she became, but like, that's the weird, okay, so like, that's the weird part, okay? Like, you guys fell in love. Ish. Like, we don't know, right? Your dad said that you guys, this is what you were continuing from. And then you became like good friends with all of the people that he was with, right? Like, have you seen the one where she became friends with like certain other girls that he dated? And then if you were still in love with him, why would you call yourself a tia to his baby? It's weird.
I think the proximity probably made her like feel less like bad about it.
Oh, yes, tia. Like, why would you make that comment if you still loved him?
Yeah, that's very strange. But I do feel more bad for her now putting these numbers together because she was 14, 15 and he was like a grown man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but like people have been saying this for a while. This is all weird because if they would have just not said continuation of our love, people would have never started being like, okay, when exactly did you guys fall in love? Because they had a song together, the song that they're always singing. They recorded that back when she was 16 or 15. One of those.
And he was 20.
Yeah. So like, if they would have just not said continuation of their love, no one would have ever started to pull out the calculators. And then Pepe wouldn't have said anything. Like,
to be honest, you did this to yourself.
Yeah,
like, let's be real.
It's all very self-inflicted.
Yeah.
You could have just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, they didn't have to come out.
Yeah, like, this was a choice.
Yeah. Like, all this mess that's happening is because of you. Like, you did this to yourself.
It was a very much, like, it definitely gives the vibes of, I won. Yeah. You know how she's like, yo gané. the little, have you seen that?
No.
She's like talking about like she was nominated for something for I think like Premios Juventud or something like that, and she's like, yo gané. But like everybody was like, this has like a double meaning, because she's like, she seems like that.
Yeah. I think he's a weirdo though for like being 19 and going after a 15-year-old, and also her dad not being weirded out by that is also concerning. But you know, I always say, if it started out as a lie, it's gonna end poorly. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna have to wait to see what happens.
I know, and I want to see if they're gonna take her off of Glamour Mexico.
I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
Someone said that they already took her off, like her post.
Interesting.
Off of Instagram.
I'm
telling you, the comment section was horrendous, but I didn't see her like in an isolated post. I saw her on a slide. So I guess we'll have to see.
It's like, my thing is, this is how they should have played it, okay? As a girly who has a PR degree, not that that means anything, but these are my 2 cents. They should have waited to announce their relationship 1 month, bitch. Not even 2-3 weeks. Wait 6 months. Get married in private if you want to, but why not wait just a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Wait till your child is at least 1 year old, and don't do any press for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
Honestly, I would have waited to announce the relationship for at least 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
3 to 4 months, and then, you know, I would have came out with a song together. We fell in love while making the song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then because they rekindled their friendship, you know, they said they made a song back then, they're making another one now. They fell in love while making the song. Something sparked. You come out with a relationship.
Evilness sparked.
Yeah. Come out with a relationship, and then, you know, and then you wait to get engaged and get married.
I think because it was a continuation, they felt it was okay. People were gonna be like, oh no, it's cool, because they used to be in love like back when she was a minor.
That is so weird.
But I guess that's how it's gonna play out for them. I don't want to get sued, so let's move on. I mean, these are all things we're repeating that you said.
Yeah.
Like you said these things.
Yeah. So. It's crazy to me. I don't understand why we're just not shutting the fuck up. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it is your choice to speak.
Like, you are putting this information out there. People are just reacting to what you said. Well, people are building narratives. You built the narrative.
Yeah.
You said the narrative.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Andamos mal, dude.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
You know that meme that's like, ya basta. Estupideces. That's literally how I feel every time I hear them talk. I'm like, and you know for a fact, Christian Nodal was so pissed that he had to go on that fucking live.
I know.
He was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
He's like, again.
Apparently people are saying that he's already looking bored of her and stuff like that.
Well, he jumps from bitch to bitch.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not bitch to bitch. I take that back. I don't like how I said that. Baddie to baddie.
Yeah.
Because they're all baddies.
Yeah, they really are. And it just makes you wonder. Because, like, they're all beautiful. Like, say what you want about Angela Aguilar. She's a beautiful girl. Mm-hmm. Her personality sucks, in my opinion. But they're all beautiful. And he is there. You know what I mean?
He's just Ken.
He's Kenneth?
I guess. I think it has to be the musician part of it all. I feel like you could be the ugliest looking man in the planet, but if you play the guitar, you know?
Yeah, like The Weeknd.
The Weeknd is not ugly.
Okay, no. But like some people think he's ugly or that he's not that attractive. And, you know, because the way he sings, it makes him hotter.
I think The Weeknd is hot because he sings about things that like are really inappropriate, but like with a really nice voice.
Yeah, he's like
when he sang Or Not, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like, you know.
Or yeah.
I feel like The Weeknd is good looking.
Yeah. When him and Bella Hadid went out, ooh.
I know.
I was shipping them so hard.
Apparently, like, it was a really tough relationship for her, though. Like, she is like...
Well, he was toxic as fuck. And then he went with Selena's.
Oh, Selena.
When he went with Selena, I was so angry. Because I was a Bella and The Weeknd fan.
Yeah. And then they broke up and they went back to their exes. Both of them.
Yeah.
The Weeknd went back to Bella and Selena went back to Justin. Like, I do understand when people are like, oh, Justin looks like he hasn't bathed in 2 weeks. Like, I do see that, but also his voice. And then when he performs, I'm like, I see the allure. Like, I see why the girls were tussling. You know what I mean? Like, they were fighting for this man.
Talking about showers, Mom was telling us that Bad Bunny said that he hadn't showered in 4 days. Do you believe her?
I think it was because of voting. He was voting in Puerto Rico for an election that was taking place. And I think that's the concept. The context was that, but I don't know. I don't know. Mom shares the weirdest facts, and she never shares the details. Like, where did this come
she'll
from?
just randomly be like, Bad Bunny didn't shower for 3 days. Gross. I need you to give me more in depth
I feel like
than
there's
that.
no way that he didn't just shower.
Yeah.
And Paula was like, I bet he just smells good all the time. I'm like, Paula.
Yeah. Someone said that Lucky Blue Smith smells bad.
I could see it.
Yeah, because this girl was talking about how she saw them at the store when they lived in Texas, and then she got near them and she was like, whoa, everything is made at home.
What do you mean, like deodorant?
Yeah.
Dude, I know that deodorant has like toxins in it and stuff, but like it's okay. You know, some things don't need to be natural.
Yeah.
My nose hates you.
Yeah, so she said that Lucky Blue Smith they're really all like natural.
Yeah. You know, some people say like, oh, like I don't have body odor. Like,
I will say this. When I was a vegetarian, I was vegetarian for 6 years. Yes.
I still need proof. I feel like you're lying.
No, I swear. I was a vegetarian for 6 years, and the body odor, like I could miss a day of not wearing deodorant, and I literally would not smell bad because I wasn't
But
eating
how
processed
do you
food.
know?
Because I would ask.
So you'd be like to your husband,
Yeah.
be like, hey, smell the pit.
Yeah. At the time, he was my boyfriend. Yeah, like I promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that.
Yeah, it's not that like I wouldn't smell, but like a lot of the smell comes from like the processed foods that we consume.
Okay.
And I wasn't eating processed foods.
Okay.
Therefore, it negates the smell. But apparently Lucky Blue Smith was stinky.
Apparently a lot of celebrities smell.
That is a crime. What do you mean that you can afford the best of the best and you smell like shit? Like that makes no sense.
Someone said someone like Post Malone really smells.
Well, I don't mean no hate for Posty because he's great. But when I look at him, I'm like, oh, a whiff wouldn't be nice.
Like you feel like there's a potential of
Like-
odor there.
When you look at him, do you think like, oh, he smells great?
No. But he does seem really lovely.
No, he seems like the nicest. But like sometimes like the way that people carry themselves, you know what I mean? Like Justin Bieber sometimes too, like people are like, oh, he looks like he smells. And like I would understand that because it's just like the appearance, but maybe he doesn't. Because also I heard that Julia Roberts doesn't shower.
Shower?
Yeah, or something like that. Or she doesn't use deodorant.
Oh my God. Remember when Jessica Simpson said she didn't brush her teeth?
That's disgusting. That's that.
She said because her veneers. And I'm like, I have veneers and I brush them twice, 3 times a day sometimes.
That's weird. You're talking to people with that mouth.
Oh.
You're singing.
I don't know. She did an interview back in the day where she said that she didn't brush her teeth.
I wholeheartedly believe.
It's also uncomfortable if you don't brush your teeth, I feel.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that there's some things that you should keep to yourself. I don't understand where we became so okay with sharing certain things.
Yeah.
Secrets are good.
Yeah, but I do like the oversharing sometimes.
I don't need to know if your hocico smells. Like, you know,
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
true.
Like, what do you mean you don't brush your teeth?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll see people sharing stuff on TikTok and I'm like, we should bring back secrets. I don't know. What
Yeah.
Vin Winsat? Vin Winsat no longer exists.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
How did we get here? Oh, because you said The Weeknd is ugly.
I actually love The Weeknd. I love Abe's.
But he's a little toxico.
I find him very attractive. But like, who doesn't love a little toxicity? Like, I'm watching Scandal, as we said, and I'm like, oh my God, Fitz and Olivia. He's like, get out of the car, Olivia. And she's like, no. And I'm like, the way I would have folded, I would have crawled out of the car. But,
You know that part in the series where he's like giving her that speech, a really powerful speech where he's like, every emotion in my body is fucking felt by the look on your face or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the way I would have ate that up.
yeah. And she doesn't. She's like, you don't get to summon me. And I'm like,
But
damn.
he does.
Yeah.
I know, but she claims that she doesn't, but she is in there, panties down.
Yeah, I know.
But
And she's
like-
like, you don't get to speak to me as he's speaking to her. I'm like,
And then they get back together and they fuck for like a while, and then she goes and fucks Jake.
I know.
Which I'm like,
Which Jacob wasn't like a bad second option.
I know, and then she has her ex-husband or boyfriend. What's his name? He's also very sexy. So I'm like, she's surrounded by sexy men who want her.
Yeah.
She's having a hard time.
I also sometimes have like a small thing for Huck.
Why?
I know. Because he's mean and evil, but like a teddy bear at heart.
He kills people.
I know.
I think we need to go back to therapy.
But sometimes I'm like, oh, Huck can be sweet.
Huck and Quinn were weird.
I was team Huck and Quinn.
Oh my God. Let's move on.
Why not? He loved her.
He tried to pull her teeth out. What part of the show on you on? You know who I liked a lot?
Barely on season 2, bitch.
You know who I really liked for a long time and then she pissed me the fuck off? The redhead. What was her name?
What was her name? Yeah, when she started working for the White House, I was like, bitch,
What's her name?
what's her name? What is her name?
Alice,
Huck, Quinn, Steven, Abby.
Oh, Abby. And then there's the gay chief of staff. What's his name?
Cyrus.
He's such a good actor.
He's such a good actor. And Shonda Rhimes really did her thing, like recycling actors, because he was Meredith Grey's dad. You know?
Yeah.
So
she really said, we're sticking with you guys.
Well, yeah, she gets like a really good core of actors, and then kind of like gives them major roles. Like Melly was in Private Practice. I don't know if she did Private Practice, actually. I need to look it up. But she was in Private Practice, and then she got a big role on there.
Yeah. And they're all friends. They also hang out.
Really?
Yes. They went to the US Open together. All of them.
Yeah. So Shonda Rhimes created Private Practice, and that's when Addison moved, and she had her own little show, and Melly was like one of the patients there on Private Practice, and so then she got like a big role on.
Yeah. They're all friends still.
I love that.
I love that too. Anyways, on to the next. Brittany.
Talk about shows. The Valley. I'm ready to see season 2. And
yes.
Brittany
Cartwright
is gonna get her own bar.
I find it really interesting that they're all opening bars, because like bars are so much work.
Yeah. Do you think she's going like tit for tat with Jax?
I think she's just taking her moment. Do I think that it's going to be packed to the brim? It's literally next door to Sir. It's like in that row of like Tom Tom and like Circus Pump isn't there anymore. And I think it's like in that section. Of course, when people go to LA, they do a little tour. Even if the food sucks, I'd be like, yeah, I watched the show. I want to go here.
I wonder if she's going to take Mama's cheese over there and take it off of Jax's menu.
I wonder. I mean, I thought she also had a vested interest in Jax's. I think she put money for that too.
I hope she gets her money back.
I mean, Jax is the worst. Like, I'm rewatching Vanderpump Rules from the very beginning, and every time I watch it, I hate him more because he's such a horrible fucking person.
And it makes you wonder, like, how she didn't see it.
I don't think she didn't see it. I just think that
she saw the potential of something better.
I do think that, or she wanted to be on the show. There was a period of time that Brittany could not have been on the show without Jax. Now, I don't think that's possible. I think she can be her own.
I don't ever think that I would want to be on a show that badly.
I do understand that. But they get paid a lot of money.
Really? I feel like back in the day, they were probably only paid like, what, $4,000? Like,
no. So Katie did an interview back in the day. This was a while ago. Where someone asked her how much she made an episode, and they make more than $30,000 an episode. So $30,000. Every season is 18 episodes. Well, how much is that?
30,000 times 18?
Yeah.
Girl, I can't do that. Okay, so let's say
30 times 20. 20 episodes.
30 times 18. Oh yeah, so they make almost 100,000, almost $1 million, almost $500,000. Well, damn.
That they're not on the show because they're making pennies and coins. They're making a lot.
No wonder Lala is mad.
Of course. Like, I mean, I don't trust Lala, nor do I think that she's in the right. But like, they get more money as the seasons go on. Like, if you've been there from the beginning, they're making probably $800 to $900 a season.
Interesting.
They're making if they're buying houses in LA. You think they're making a small amount of money? If none of them have jobs, okay, because none of them have like not real jobs, but none of them have like jobs outside of Vanderpump Rules. You think they're getting paid a measly $4,000 an episode? No,
that's crazy. I thought that's how much they made.
No, they make a lot of money. That's why Jax and Brittany were so upset when they got fired from the show. It wasn't because they loved being on Vanderpump Rules. It's because they get paid a fuck ton of money. So think about it. They're getting paid a fuck ton of money to be on the show. They're getting so much money to go and like be there. Jax and Brittany are a brand. Like them opening up Jax's or whatever and them having the show play and be so successful was a move. Yeah. Like, of course, we went and not even like Jax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very nice.
It is nice. So like,
I'm excited to see what hers will look like because I feel like Jax's bar was nice
because of Brittany.
Because it had Brittany's touch.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be cute. It's going to be in the neighborhood. It's going to be really fun. And it's going to be next to Sir and Tom Tom. It's going to be like, if I'm going to go out for a night and I want to go get a drink at Tom Tom, but then I want to go eat dinner at Sir and then end up at Brits, like, it's going to be like a vibe.
It's going to be named Brits?
Yeah.
I love that for her.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be good.
I'm ready for the second season of The Valley. I need to see how everything goes down.
Yeah, I mean, they were in the heyday of Pump, like Pump Rules or Vanderpump Rules. They were making a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
And that's why they're holding on for dear fucking life for this show to continue. Sheena owns 2 houses. So does Lala.
Yeah.
And neither of them have jobs outside of the show.
Yeah.
Like, come on. They are making fat stacks.
Dang.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, no, they're making so much money.
So do you think that's why Lala's so mad at Ariana?
Yes, that's why.
Lala's assistant is no longer with her on the podcast. I need Jessica to open her mouth and tell us what happened.
She won't. I think
she should.
Do I want to know why? Yes. I don't think she will tell us though. Because if she would have told us, she would have already said it, I feel.
I don't know. She could go on a podcast. Katie's
Jessica,
podcast.
come to our podcast.
Imagine.
I have talked bad about Jessica before. Because they were... No, I didn't talk bad about her. I just think that Lala's surrounded by people who say yes to her.
Yeah,
and she doesn't see outside of her own prerogative.
Yeah.
And it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
I think that Lala is... The thing is, like, when Lala was on the show in the beginning, I was like, I fucking love her.
I loved her because she was so herself. But now it's like...
calculated for the show.
Yeah. Like, everything is for the coin. And I get it. You're making a lot of money. But at the same time, like, we can feel that it's calculated.
I think that's why Vanderpump Rules is so... It's failing right now. Because I know for a fucking fact, none of you hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, back in the day when it was like Stassi, Kristen, Katie, when it was like the core, I think it was like 12 of them.
Yeah.
When everybody was on the show, I think it was like seasons like 5 through like 9, when it was like Brittany, Jax, Stassi, Kristen, Katie, Tom, Ariana, Sheena, and one more, James. When everybody was on the show, when everyone was on it, it felt like they actually liked each other. Even if they didn't at times, I was like, okay. Because like Stassi, Brittany, Katie, and Kristen went on a whole trip to Europe. Like they, outside of the show, like they were friends.
Yeah.
Now it just feels like, okay, well, let me clock in.
Yeah. And I think that's where they failed.
Yeah. And honestly, like they were friends.
But the thing is, that was the thing with the last season of Vanderpump Rules, is that we knew them talking and hanging out with Sandoval was not real. Like, it was for the show.
Yes, and that's exactly why I think a lot of people have a problem. It wasn't that they were friends with Tom Sandoval, is that there was friendship out of benefit.
Yes.
So what they should have done is they should have filmed reality. They should have been like, okay, break the fourth wall and talk about how you guys were only filming with him because he's your friend.
Yes.
If they would have been real about it and they would have broken the fourth wall and they would have been able to talk about everything, it would have not failed. And it's like, there's no fucking world where Ariana Madix is going to sit at a beach with Tom Sandoval and there's no cameras. And that's why it feels so fake to us. Yeah. And that's why Sheena and Lala are not being authentic. They're not saying, oh, well, we want to give Tom Sandoval a chance. Like, no. You're doing it because you don't want to be...
Because it benefits you.
Yeah, because you want to get paid.
Yeah.
And, like, at the end of the day, like, there has to be some truth to reality. I'm not saying everything has to be real. Of course, like, I know there's moments that are scripted. Or not necessarily scripted, but they're guided, right? Yeah. But, like, y'all fucked up.
Yeah.
You chose the coin that came with the falsehood of all of these storylines instead of keeping it real.
And now the show failed.
And apparently Vanderpump Rules is trying to push out Lisa Vanderpump too, because like they don't really want her to be around for filming. And it's like Lisa also fucked up because Lisa didn't really fucking care about any of these people.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning it felt like somewhat of a relationship, like she actually gave a fuck. But like if you go on and you watch the show, like the only reason, okay, I'm in season 3. When Lala first joined the show, it was like seasons after, but I felt this in season 3 before she was on the show. When Stassi got fucked over by everyone made her feel crazy on why she didn't want to be around these people.
Yeah.
Why in the fuck would she want to be around them, first and foremost?
Yeah.
And then when Lisa Vanderpump invites her to the last party in season 3 and she's like, I don't want to be around Jax. The only reason that Lisa wanted her around was because she wanted Stassi and Jax to have that conversation and be caught on camera. And I think that she set her up. And that's why I don't like Lisa, because she sets things up to where it'll give everything ratings. And of course, as an executive producer, that's what your job is. But like at the end of the day, these people are living through actual things.
Yeah. I feel like also like, I don't fuck with her because she has yet to go to the sandwich shop.
Yeah. She's only going to Tom Tom or doing things that are like visually like appealing to people based on the show because she's a businesswoman. She doesn't give a fuck about these people. And I think that that's something that's like really obvious also, like when she was on Beverly Hills, The Housewives, like Lisa was so popular and then the cracks started to show of her like calculatedness. Like she's fake as fuck. And like I used to be a stan. I know. I loved Lisa. I was like, not only was I a huge fan on the show, Vanderpump Rules, I was a huge Beverly Hills housewife where I loved her. But then people like started to point things out. I'm like, okay, no, she's actually just like really fake.
Yeah.
And those are my thoughts.
Interesting. I guess I'll have to rewatch Vanderpump Rules after Scandal.
You'll be like, wow. Like, yeah. Because like in that scene where she's like, Stassi is like not talking to anyone, but she's like, okay, I'll like be around Lisa or whatever. Lisa invites her to like a party at SUR. She comes to the party and she's like, I don't want to film with Jax. Like, I don't want to film with him. And Lisa's like, you have to have a conversation. Just go on a conversation with him. Like, face your fears, Stassi. And she's like, no, I'm not going to face my fucking fears. Yeah. Like, it's the same thing that she did to Ariana, kind of like telling Ariana like, oh, like, or whatever, like telling Lala and Sheena, that they had to forgive Tom Sandoval. She doesn't care about their forgiveness. Yeah, she cares about them being able to produce a show. Yeah. And they can't because
That's not what the people wanted.
Jax and Tom should have been fired because they're the ones creating the division on the show, but they're never going to be because they're protected. And Bravo has always favored the men on the show. Always. And this is proven. You can see it in every single show. Tom should have been fired.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, why? He's so much drama. Tom is the worst.
Yeah.
Either fire him or actually give us a storyline, because the storyline was never that he was, you know, asking for forgiveness. It was always that he was a piece of shit who's never going to own up anything, and people are obligated to be here at this beach with him.
Yeah.
And those are my thoughts.
You said, and those are my thoughts twice.
Yeah, well, I could keep going. That's how strongly I feel like I could write a thesis about Vanderpump Rules, because that's how, like, there's so many parts that you miss when you first watch it and you rewatch it and you're like, oh, because like Lala and Faith were not like casually looking for a job to go to. They were casted to be on the show. So it's like, I think that's also kind of lame. Like, you could have picked people who already worked here.
Yeah, for sure.
But they didn't. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And we'll see if we get season 12.
I guess we'll have to wait, because no word of it yet.
I mean, they're apparently like stuck in contracts at the moment, but like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure Ariana probably is like, if you want me to be on the show, you're gonna have to pay me fat as fuck to relive all of this.
Yeah.
And she should, because like, hello? The show would not be as successful if it wasn't for the trauma that she had to go through.
Exactly.
And the fact that she called Bravo and was like, hey, this is what's going on. Bring the cameras. Like, I'll do this on camera. Like, she could have been like, let's deal with this in private.
Yeah.
But she wanted to show the world what that man really did to her. And I applaud her for it.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening to the 25th episode of the Morning Chisme. We are so happy that you're here every single week. And if you are a new listener, welcome. Morning Chisme podcast on both Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.